Hi John, we've got yours on the ramp now, and I've had a look around. I've spoken to you on the phone, so we know what the plan is now. And I'll just show you a few of the bits that I was talking about, so you've got an idea before we start. So if we head underneath, we've got the radiator support, which you can see is pretty rotten. I mean, there's all bits, you know, well, it's finished, isn't it? So I'll order a new one of those. Radiator seems all right, old, I guess, you know, but I guess if the car's not overheating, then it's not a problem. We've got a trailing arm bush gone on the back here. I mean, that's not that bad. So you wouldn't take sorry, not trailing, A-arm bush, I should say. So you wouldn't take the A-arm off just for that, but if it's coming off anyway, you might as well deal with them. And if you look up there, I don't know how well it will show, but there's a crack just near the spring turret about there, which we need to deal with. Might show a bit more up from this side. You can just see sort of like a sharp area. You just can't see it from there. It's more visible on this one. You can see there an edge showing that's cracked out there, and it's also split across. You can see a line just in the middle of the tower. That's where it's cracked in there. We've got play in the idler arm here. Lots of oil leaks around the engine and a bit manky looking. That's the engine mount bolt that's hanging out, which I said to you on the telephone about. They're replacement engine mounts anyway, and they're not particularly good ones. We'll change those for locking engine mounts, which are a safer bet. Exhaust system is pretty iffy. Transmission cooler lines are not very nice. They're all bent out of shape. So that will all get dealt with piece and part of this transmission upgrade. Same with the rear cross member, centre cross member, sorry. That will get changed as part of the transmission job as well. And we'll deal whilst the body's off. You can see where the fuel lines have been joined with some rubber hose. So we'll deal with that. It's also starting to get a bit manky in here. There's getting a lot of shale and muck and whatnot in there. So we'll have a clean up and deal with any bits in there. And those are the pieces in here where the trailing arm pockets are starting to go. I think my battery's about to die. So we'll deal with those, but they will be a relatively easy one to deal with. Actually, I hadn't noticed that trailing arm is very badly dented in there. We could deal with that at the same time. And you can see the rear spring has really been crammed up to try and get some ride height on the car. Rear caliper lines are very Mickey Mouse. You see the rear spring bolts are loose. Same on this side. It's actually had a replacement trailing arm on this side, but you can see again we've got the chassis. This section in here is just starting to spread apart, and that would be a relatively easy fix now. So certainly a good candidate for the kind of work we're talking about. You know, brake lines on the back, they're just bloody awful, aren't they? They should go down underneath the caliper. And I've yet to see one where they come in and they're routed correctly. We're the only people that seems to care enough to do that, it seems. Exhaust system is very Mickey Mouse, so that will come off. And that nice new MagnaFlow set with the ceramic coated headers go on. Yeah, make it a lovely piece of kit, that's for sure, with all these bits we're doing. I've just called and seen about organising some new tyres, and I'll speak to you about that. You let this down, Darryl. So yeah, we're going to make inroads now into getting the front and rear bumpers off. The only way we can really do this job is if we kind of not fit it in, but if we do it now and can really pile into it and then, you know, get it done. Not too bad in here. There's a load of Mickey Mouse hoses, you know, vacuum hoses that are all split, and that one's just fell off. I mean, it's all coming apart, but we'll deal with that as piece and part of the intake manifold and carburetor changeover. So yes, make it nice. I think I spoke to you earlier about the master cylinder. I think it may well be the lid, the gasket in the lid that's leaking, because it all looks quite wet around the top. So hopefully this won't turn out to be too traumatic. We've got a little bit of play in the water pump bearing. but it's coming off, so it's all coming apart, so it'd be an easy one to change. So there you are, and now it all begins in earnest. So we'll get front rear bumpers off, and hopefully, what is it today, Tuesday, have the body off by the end of the week, and really start getting into that. So there, we'll do some more as we progress.